release water vapor from your factory. Oh, carbon dioxide, you got to pay us privately tax money. Here's the next clip.
Take one more question.
Just very quickly, can you make a linkage for us between the Club of Rome and the Copenhagen meeting that's coming up?
Yes. It's the same people. Essentially, this goes back to Maurice Strong, who is a Canadian bureaucrat at the UN. And what he did 25 years ago was to draw up the structure of the UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, and it was he who suggested it should be made an intergovernmental panel so as to make sure that it became a political, as Mark has said, and not a scientific process. Now, he was very much part of the Club of Rome set, the Sierra Club. They're all linked, actually, these people, and they've been at this for a long time. And the original aim declared by Maurice Strong 25 years ago was that a world government should emerge from the IPCC process. And one of the reasons why the media have been so relentless in not allowing the scientific or economic truth about global warming to be told is that many of them are also connected with this worldwide, very left-wing movement to try to set up a centralized world government, which, as Anne has so rightly said, is essentially anti-human and simply wanting to shut everything down that has been great and prosperous and free, particularly in the West and more particularly in the United States of America. This treaty shall not pass.
But they don't care because the bureaucracy through the central governments that are already signed on to UNESCO. When you sign on to the United Nations Educational and Cultural Organization, you agree to harmonize all your laws with UN policy. So see, they've already set up the bureaucracy. They're already doing most of this without the treaty. Just like before they even passed the health care bill, the states are already being given their policy manuals saying you will withhold taxes for insurance out of everyone's paycheck. Illinois has already begun it, even though they haven't passed it. They are lawless criminals. Now, we may beat this treaty, but they're going to come back over and over again. And we have to realize that we have to come back over and over and over again. And number one, just discredit them and expose them. Now, I wanted to, again, show you Endgame Blueprint for Global Enslavement and Fall of the Republic, because I'll guarantee you, when we end up talking to Moncton, he's going to have seen our films. Now, I know he's
contrary to the United States Constitution that this global warming nonsense should be taught in schools. And I hope that there is somebody watching us on our good friends from C-SPAN who will come forward with the money and the drive to put together a legal case against a school board for preaching this new religion contrary to the constitutional debarring of any law touching upon the establishment of religion. It is time that we started fighting back in the courts against this nonsense, because the science has moved on so fast in the last few months that now any court, including the Supreme Court, hearing the science as it now stands, would no longer regard CO2 as a pollutant, but as the harmless trace gas that it truly is, necessary to all plant and therefore animal life on this planet. The truth is in, the science is out, the scare is over.
Oh, you got to love him. You have done well, Lord Moncton. I mean, listen, the truth is in, the facts are in, the scare is over. We've got the stakes. We've got Count Dracula chained down, and we've got the stakes. And I've got the stake right on his heart, and you've got the hammer. You've got the hammer right here, these DVDs. I mean, this will show people the truth. And if you'll just bang, bang, bang right into that vampire's heart. But we've not won this thing. They've passed the climate bill in the House and the takeover of health care so they can carry out their eugenics on us. And that's full of all this green environmental stuff of killing the old people and infirm. We've got a chance to beat these people if you'll drive that stake in their heart. We have the weapons. That's why I keep plugging Fall of the Republic, Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement. These films expose who these people are and what they're doing. Come on, man. Let's stand up against Nellie Al Gore. Absolute piece of trash. Everybody, rise up. Say no to these criminals. Let this con artist know. And let me comment on that. Rex Tillerson, the CEO of ExxonMobil, over a decade ago, on record said, I don't know if this is real, and they had scientists study it. And the scientists all came back and said it's the sun. And then David Rockefeller, this was in mainstream news, went to Rex Tillerson and said, if you don't come out and say it's real and put billions of dollars behind it, you are fired. And Rex Tillerson was in the news the next day saying global tax is good, man-made global warming's real, and they were the last big oil company to get behind it. Look at this. The man who saved the world, Ben Bernanke, and President Obama's only real choice. And you can Google all these other terms. Al Gore saves the world. I mean, here it is on the cover of Newsweek. The thinking man's thinking man. They just bill themselves as saviors of the world. They're saving the banking. They're saving the environment when they are the engineers of the banking crises. They're the ones that are using carbon dioxide as the boogeyman to distract from all the real environmental crises we have. Putting a tax on carbon dioxide and paying Enron scammers, that's who set this up, money, paying Al Gore money isn't going to help the environment. Let me explain this to the environmentalists who aren't real environmentalists. Do you understand that China, India, Mexico, and over 160 other third world and developing nations have to make zero cuts under this Copenhagen-Denmark treaty? In fact, I have the treaty right here. I mean, do you understand that? Do you understand? Zero cuts. I've read the treaty. It's admitted in the news. Framework Convention on Climate Change. Now, if carbon dioxide is this deadly weapon that kills everything in its path and is killing the earth, not that plants breathe, part of the life cycle, let's just say it's deadly, like you say. Moving it all to India and China and Mexico will increase the amount of gas. That's admitted. We're one planet. But it doesn't matter. The people that support this feel like they're winning, feel like they have power, feel like they're getting rich guys, feel like finally we're having communism we always dreamed of, the people's utopia. They don't understand that big banks, big money, big oil is supporting this because it's a giant scam to consolidate power. They don't know that the Bolsheviks got funded by big U.S. and London banks on record. They don't understand it. They really, when they walk up and stab the tires on your SUV or knock your window out on your truck, they feel good. And the local media doesn't admit they're the ones breaking out your windows and stabbing your tires because it's kind of a, for the earth, they kind of, we're soon going to be in control. There's nothing more dangerous than a wannabe hippie with a submachine gun and a black uniform. They'll line you up in a minute and mow you down because you're bad for the earth. They are the perfect shock force army. That's why they admit Al Gore's setting up a religion. He's saying it's going to be a religion. And there's your God, a fat, evil, demonic Nelly. I just can't handle it anymore. It's and just frothing colleges just full of radical environmental Nazis. These people mean business. Let's go to clip 2.
Yes, that's to try and save the polar bears, of whom there are 5 times more.
They said in their own writings, from the earliest times to the present, the world they're bringing in is to be a world where everyone who is born, or would be allowed to be born to serve the state. That would be their sole function. That's if they had a job for you to fulfill or a need for you.